Are you sick of having crappy meetings? In this video, we're going to go through some top ways that you can streamline them, make them more efficient. And at the end of it, there's a playbook that we've pulled together where you can download this for free and it'll make your life easier. I think the main problem that we see with meetings is that they're siloed. They don't go anywhere. There's conversations that happen. Are they the right person in the room? There's a lot of different things. So it could be that we're having a meeting for the sake of having a meeting. The connotation of a meeting in itself is negative. Ugh, gotta have another meeting. What's it about? I don't know. It's the same meeting that we've had every week for the past 6 months. What do we get out of it? Nothing really. Well, these are the things, because what we're not doing is thinking about what this meeting's for and the output. So a great example of this is if we have a fluidity of that meeting, think about the way that a story arc goes with a movie. They all follow the same framework. If we have that, then we've got an output at the end of it. So the biggest problem is the fact that we don't necessarily think about the cascading message, where this is going, what we're having this meeting for, and what we're specifically talking about with a structure. A movie is 90 minutes. A good weekly tactical meeting should be about 90 minutes. But the difference is what we're doing at the end of that 90 minutes is dictating the path for the next 37 and a half hours, 38 and a half hours. So at the end of a movie, we're not invested in it at all. It's done. It's out. It doesn't affect our lives. At the end of a meeting, we've got the rest of the week where we're able to affect where we're going to be in a week from now. The weekly meeting is essentially your rumble strip. You think about when you're driving along and you're going off track and you hit that rumble strip, it's a warning sign to say if you don't change direction, you're going to have an accident. Something bad's going to happen. So now is your opportunity to change direction. If we don't have that meeting, we don't know when we should be changing direction. And before we know it, we've had the accident. There's a problem. And now we need to do some disaster recovery. We need to do some DR. So this is getting ahead of all the problems that we need to get ahead of. This is making sure we're being as efficient with our time outside of those meetings as possible, because we need to discuss with the best brains that we've got in the business what the things are that could happen, that are happening. What do we need to fix, basically? So it helps us focus for the week on the important elements that sometimes get missed and quite often get missed. And it gets us way ahead of the problems, really. A good meeting is not siloed. A good meeting talks to everything else. So you need to view this as what it's for and the cadence. So if we look at the 5 main meetings, we've got daily tacticals, we've got a weekly tactical, we've got a monthly strategic, we've got a quarterly strategic, and we've got an annual strategic. Now in one mouthful, that sounds like a lot. So what we need to do is make sure that these are planned in, all these 5 meetings are planned in, because each one talks to the next one, goes forward and it goes back. So when we do our annual planning, the annual planning talks to the quarterly, talks to the monthly, talks to the weekly, talks to the daily focus. This becomes super granular. So as opposed to thinking of these as silos, we need to think about the interconnected nature of all of these meetings. Daily tactical meeting will be, what were our commitments yesterday? What are our commitments today? And what's broken, what we stuck with. And then when we do those in a tactical form with the team, they help each other. They will say, absolutely fabulous, great that you're planning, but on the weekly meeting, we said that we need to be here in a week, so can we make sure that we're doing some of this? Because doing that 5 days in a row is going to give you a much better chance of being where you need to be on a weekly basis. So the next thing to think about is the people. The people are what make any business, any meeting, and it's key to make sure that we're turning up, not necessarily to say this person can't be in this meeting, but if we think super strategically, and this is where we naturally gravitate to, we need to be super intentional to say this is not a change meeting, that's for the monthly. We'll pin that. We need to get in that elevation at the right time. So one of the things that I say quite often in a meeting, because I like Star Wars, is red 5.
Stay on target.
Which means we just need to come back. We've drifted too much. So making sure that we're super intentional with the elevation of the meeting actually supports the people that are in that meeting, whether they are high or low level. There are various different tools that can help us get to the point of understanding who should be in these meetings. Some really good ones. We've got disc profiling. A lot of us know it in the industry. This is something that we may or may not have. It's great, but it is a communication preference. The one that's better is the 6 Types of Working Genius, which is something that we use a lot because it helps us viscerally understand the elements that we gravitate to, the acronym being WIDGET: wonder, invention, discernment, galvanizing, enablement, and tenacity. Tenacity being the granular level, wonder being the more strategic level. Wonder is fabulous for annual, quarterly, and monthly strategic meetings because we're asking the world, what are we missing? What are you doing? What are the opportunities out there? And tenacity is great for those daily and weekly tactical meetings because we're looking at that granular fashion. I had the pleasure of working with the Empath team and pulling together a course all around efficient meetings for MSPs. The key here is that we go through the initial pain points, the problems, why we don't do it, and we integrate working genius into this and understanding the elevations. And then we'll go through how you should be turning up, who should be turning up to these meetings, what you should be covering in these meetings, what cadence goes from daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annual, what you should be having, when you should be having them. At the bottom, there'll be a link to Empath. You can do a 14-day free trial with Empath. They've got some amazing stuff in there. You'll have access to this and loads of other courses that they do. They're doing some amazing stuff for the MSP world. Go and hit them up. Because I love you all so much, in the comments, I've added a link to a document or a series of documents that's going to help you with all this. It's going to cover the 6 types of working genius, what it means, just top level on that bit, hierarchy of meetings that you should be holding, the weekly meeting, the tactical meeting, what it should look like, the agenda that you'd follow with some sample scorecards just for you to get started on there. The meeting implementation checklist, the things that you need to go through, use it, don't use it, up to you. Most importantly in here is the issue and tension solving framework. How do we go through those problems and make sure that we're not spending hours and hours reinventing the wheel? So have a look, click through, that's free, that's yours, do what you will with it. Hope it helps. In the meantime, have a great week. See you soon.